Hello, welcome everyone to July's episode of the Exo Consortium, where we bring together Exo groups, people working on galactic narratives and disclosure, together once a month to share their news with the world. What projects are they working on? What programs are they doing? What exciting news? You can't really see it, but I'm wearing this really cool bee shirt today because I'm really starting to realize that our collective intelligence and our hive mind that's coming together, we're all super unique, and that's what makes it beautiful. But when we come together, we're starting to uncover more and more revelations. And we think to ourselves, wow, we never could have done that ourselves, right? So the more of us that come together, the more knowledge we're going to reveal, and the faster we move up into these new things. With ET disclosure, I'm really starting to realize that people are starting to see more ships. They're starting to see more things happening. And it's because the distance between where we are and where it's the yet to be manifest is getting closer. So it's like we're on an elevator moving up. So all of you that are listening today are part of why we're moving up. So thank you for doing the work. Thank you for doing the joy. Thank you for being here tonight. We want to invite other EXO groups. If you have news or want to share your questions or your ideas or your work or your programs for other people, we want to invite you to do that. And you can just email us at team@exometaverse.org, and we'll let you know how to do this. So I want to start by sharing my screen. We're doing support for ET Let's Talk, and ET Let's Talk has been around, I believe, for now decades. And every new moon, if you didn't know, they're doing a CE5, which means that they get together and it's a lot easier to see ships when you're with other people. So that's what makes it so great. So they have a map which you can get onto. You can fill out a little form and say, okay, I'm in Sedona, and other people can find you. And that way you guys can do the CE5 together. This map Greg did for us, it's a 3D map, it's interactive. Whoops, you can zoom in. Oh, look, there was 9 participants in this location, Landers. And you can see how to get in touch with the people. So here's our map for this month. You can see it's all over the world, and you can decide whether to share your contact information or not. This person in Columbia, South Carolina, said she will, and so you can join that. So it's the Saturday closest to the new moon every month, which is awesome. And then we actually publish the reports of contact on our contact map, which I just showed you. So you can check that out, and you can go to our website and look at the contact map right here. And it's going to take you to the 3D map or the 2D map of contact. So it really is happening. We're going to post the links in the chat right now to let you figure out how to look at that map, how to post your things. And thanks to Costa for all his tireless work in putting this together every month. We love what he's doing and his heart. The next thing I wanted to update you with is we launched our Making ET Contact group. So this was LightNet's philosophy that if you get people in a loving group, a small group of 8, that you can pull people into experiences that they've never had. And it's in this loving experimental group, a supportive family, where people have these big, great breakthroughs. And we're 3 weeks in. Daniel's, maybe we'll talk about his dream group. Alan Steinfeld's doing remote viewing, absolutely mind-blowing knowledge. We've got a WhatsApp going. We're doing RV Tournament, which is this cool app which you can install, which can test your remote viewing capabilities. Some girl this week described exactly where Alan was next to his pool. I mean, it's just mind-blowing what we're capable of. Adrian from Awaken That World is teaching us how to channel, and he's having breakthrough channeling as he's doing it. And the radio group is also having breakthroughs. We just installed this incredible app that John Ramirez taught us about called GeoSatWatch. And I'll put it in the chat, but it's basically it's $9.99, but it'll basically, when you're doing your CE5s, you'll be able to see what is going on in the satellites, and there's a lot of them. So we've been creating an incredible knowledge base from these groups. And I'll show it to you. There's a link that we're going to share of how you get into these, but you get into LightNets, then get into the Galactic Academy, and look at all this shared knowledge. It's incredible. We've got light language that Nadi Hanna put up from Sacred Rose Geometry. We've got all these different folders. And this is really was our vision, is that too much stuff gets lost. Someone posted, she posted all these pictures of portals and stargates. And that's so interesting. If we're having this collective understanding of this, then maybe this is how it actually works. And then we go into the beautiful mind of Daniel and his academic research. And he's got all of these insane research things on dreams. So we encourage you to check that out. It's absolutely beautiful. We've also been doing this great team experience where we're doing points and we're really measuring the experiment. So I wanted to tell you about that. We're also switching, as you might know, to this workshop idea for our members. And we, Daniel and I really believe that there's only one way to level up in this new paradigm, because nothing makes sense, right? Everything you were ever taught when you went to school and probably from your parents doesn't compute when you move into the world of magic and enlightenment. It just doesn't make any sense. And the only way to feel all this stuff is to actually feel it in your body and have a physical experience. So we've decided to bring that to you in workshops, member workshops. The next one we're doing is with this incredible group called Pause and Expand, and they're a new company. They just started out. They're actually a couple. He does 3-dimensional soundscapes, which they do on Zoom, which is hilarious. So you put your headset on and you're immersed into a 3-dimensional sound experience. And they're doing a special workshop for us that is going to be designed to pull you into your intuition. Now, these guys usually charge $30 for their sound baths if it's recorded. They're working with all, Adobe, Uber, they've just caught on because they're very, very enlightened and good at what they do. So just want to let you know how you sign up for that. It's $11 for the workshop. If you want to sign up yearly, we also have a discount code. Let me put it up now. It is Expand, and that'll give you $25 off the year. So for less than $100 a year, you're going to get all these workshops. And we have this next month, we're going to be speaking in our free hangout on the second Tuesday with Rachel Faribault. And she is absolutely incredible. She's written this book called Healing Prayer Commands. And if you follow the work of Joe Dispenza and all this stuff, they're saying thoughts become reality. And that's how it works. Well, then what? How do you know what your subconscious mind is? How do you know what your thoughts and feelings are? Because so much of it is buried deep into your subconscious. So she actually is a very highly skilled theta trainer. And she walks you through muscle testing. This one, all your beliefs. So this is support. I can rely on those I love. I can rely on others. I can rely on myself. I'm reliable. I'm obliged to help others when they ask me. I'm allowed to say no when others ask me for help. Da, 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 da. So you're going to muscle test all these things, and then you're going to prayer command what is moving you more toward your higher self. So I just wanted to give a shout out to those workshops we have coming up, and hope you can join us for them. And now I pass things over to Daniel. Hey, Daniel.
Hello. Thank you. Thanks for having me. I wanted to just talk a little bit about a few things I am doing. We are making contact in the Dream Group. We're also engaging in a lot of discussions regarding definitions and things like that. So one of the biggest questions we have is, what is the definition of an extraterrestrial? What is the definition of contact, non-human intelligences? Because we're all experiencing some sort of intelligence reaching up and through the dream experience that is multimodal, sort of fascinating, and it's not necessarily looking like little green men from outer space or whatever. So we're engaged in that discussion. And I'm going to share my screen really briefly to just talk about Dreamwell, which is where I'm offering dream meditations. And one of the things in preparation for this dream group, I received a lot of dream guidance around relating dreams in contact to eco-psychology. And so we are, in eco-psychology, we relate to the earth in a psychological way. We open up to those sorts of things. And so I just got really, really inspired because we see in both contact experiences and dreams, there's a strong content thematic messaging around ecological responsibility. And we see that in the free surveys, we see that kind of across the board. So there's this ecological sense. And so what better way to invite contact, between our experiences than to think about our relationship with the earth as mediating some of these things. And so I put up a bunch of inspired, eco-psychologically inspired dream content. So if you're looking to make contact through dreams, these give you tools to do like meditations and mindfulness and relating to the earth as your first guide in this world. And so you can get to that at dreamwellbewell.com. You get it on the app stores, and it's a pay what you want premium subscription model. So it should be very accessible. And it's really been a wonderful time in the group itself because some of the messaging we're getting is this sort of ecological theme. We've got an invited mutual dreaming experience relating to a big tree. So it's just beautiful work. Next up I want to talk about is I am putting together a book called Missing Time Found. Don't worry, it's just a dream, a new and old hypothesis regarding UAP and non-human intelligence associated missing time hypnosis and dreams. And this is where I'm really studying, providing ethics and epistemology about talking about these dreamlike experiences. We're not saying that these contact is just a dream. We're saying dreams are much more than just a dream, like those contact experiences. And so we might look to dream studies and mythology to provide an ethics and etiquette for speaking around contact experiences, particularly as a way of knowledge. So that's really what this is about. People have been responding, my hypnosis clients, to sort of bring forward information. It's just been a magical journey. So I'm talking about this because someone who's listening is likely have had an experience of missing time that has like a puzzle piece. And so if they feel as if they have an experience that's specifically relevant to this topic, please do get in touch with me. And then the final thing I will share is this website. This is the Non-Ordinary Reality Database brought to you by LightNet. Thank you very much, LightNet. This is a search index that brings together many different types of experiences. And this is what all of the contact maps will be feeding. And this is then an open data commons where our community can really work with these dreams or these different experiences multiple ways. I've collected about 10 years of data from the public web here in the field of dreams, UFOs, ghosts, substances. This is like web crawling stuff, but it represents at least 30,000 experiencers over almost 200,000 experiences. And it provides a means to understand this quantitatively. So we've got stuff around the language itself, the sentiment of the language, what happens in the experiences, all this data is coming out. This is a dream studies analysis that's actually used in dream studies to compare dreams. So now we can compare dreams and like lucid dreams and all dreams. But what is like really cool is we can go like, how does UFO experiences compare with dreams? Well, UFO experiences have a tremendous amount more perception, less social interaction. That kind of makes sense. So then we go, what does a light UFO sighting, how does that compare with a UFO sighting of like a triangle craft, right? And so we can go down to this table and we can see actually the reports is statistically significant that the reports regarding triangle UFO craft involve words of choice, effort, reading, writing, speech, Christianity, school, and technology. So it's telling us something about the nature of these experiences based on these quantitative analysis of these experiences. And so I'm very, very excited to have this up. I'm going through another round of iteration, and then we're reaching out to communities that hold this data and steward this sort of data for different communities to bring it together into an open data commons that scientists and researchers can work with together. So that's really the vision. Thank you, LightNet, for hosting all of this. And with that, I'll pass it back.
I just want to like reach out from the Zoom and hug you from the world population for all of the hard work that has gone into creating that incredible resource. You know, I mean, your mind and your heart and your intuition and your connection is mind blowing, and it's just mind blowing. And I just want to tell you thanks from all of us in the world for all of your brilliance. I mean, this is incredible. Like sometimes I feel like we're going to be surpassing, I don't want to say surpassing government like databases, but you're the type of people they hire to build this stuff. So like, we're going to eventually do that. So I'm excited for the community to have this. And you already got people presenting your work at conferences using this tool. Think about all the research that's going to happen because you've allowed people to do this. Think about how this database is going to grow. I mean, it's just mind blowing. So I just want to thank you again.
Thank you.
Oh, next up is Sylvain, who's also moving mountains. So Sylvain, take it away.
Hey guys, yeah, I'm Sylvain Rochon of the Alliance for Extraterrestrial Diplomatic Contact. Putting up some links up in the chat here. What I want to talk about is the upcoming conference in October. But also I want to talk about an expansion that we're doing as an organization. We've been operating since early 2021, right? Just burgeoning organization, and then we've added a whole bunch of other organizations to it. So I have 525,000 supporters, 17 organizations and more coming in that are supporting the effort of creating an ET embassy, an embassy to officially, formally greet an extraterrestrial civilization according to standard international diplomatic protocols, right? Approved by the UN. So that's the effort. But now that we've established ourselves as an organization of volunteers in English, now we're expanding all sorts of continents, on all the continents in multiple languages, including Mandarin. We got somebody in English also in Australia because it's a different time zone, makes it simple. We have a volunteer in South America that speaks both, French, English, Portuguese, and Spanish. So, and he's familiar with the territories. So he's going to be doing some work there. We have a couple of people in Africa, which is super important. I don't know if you guys know this, but Africa has a massive history with extraterrestrial contact, visitations, but we don't really hear about that continent, just like for anything else, but there's a lot of discussion going on there at a grassroots level. And then we have also somebody in Italy, another one in Switzerland, and another representative in Russia. So so multiple languages. And so next year we're going multi-language. The conference in 2023. So the second one is going to be also multiple language because of that. So just like you guys were saying, there's a sentiment on the planet that this has to happen. We have to discuss it at multiple levels. Our work is more with diplomats and UN. So that's where the alliance sits. But all your work at a grassroots levels with individuals in CE5, that's mega important because it's about mindset change within the population, not just the so-called leadership that we have. But each organization is doing this job at tackling different parts of the world. And that's what's beautiful about it. And kudos to Danielle about that. I know how much work that is, what you were presenting. That's amazing. That's massive. Something else I can announce regarding the conference. Finally, we have a full deck of presenters. So we finally locked in our wonderful keynote speaker. His name is Maurizio Baiatta. He's an Italian. He's not very well known here, but he's very well known in Italy and in Europe. He's been, well, he's a UFO researcher and journalist, a professional journalist and publisher. He's been publishing articles, publishing magazines and multimedia on the UFO phenomenon since the early 1990s, including like magazines UFO Network, a magazine called Stargate, not related with the show. There is a UFO Dossier X, which actually circulated around the world, if you're familiar with it. Another book that's called The Day After Roswell, Dawn of a New Age, as a diary, a monthly magazine in Italy called Area 51, for example. And I'm just pulling out, like, from the list here, just a sample of what he's achieved. The Aliens Saved My Life, which is a recounting of his life story for 40 years after experiencing something regarding UFOs. So he's going to be there to, is a great guy. I spoke with him. He's going to be able to present the case of where we are as humanity relative to extraterrestrials, and why are they here? Why is it important? These very important questions that for us, because we're all fans, they're obvious. The answer is obvious, but for the community that we're trying to reach out to, it's not so obvious. So having a prominent individual like him make a compelling presentation supported by all the evidence he's pulled in the last 30 years of his professional life and all the publication, it's going to be significant. And I'm particularly excited because he's not as well known, because we've heard a lot of people in North America of his caliber, but now it's going to be a fresh face that us here have probably not known. And his English is actually very good. He married an American. so he's going to be fine. So I'm very excited about that and the conference, now that we have a full deck of speakers. And we're moving along towards it on October 6th. It's going to be evening. It's just 6 to 10. So those of you who are interested in joining the conference, well, I put the link up in the in the chat, along with a discount code where you can get 35% off the ticket price to attend the virtual conference, and you'll be able to interact and engage with these individuals at the conference, and all our partners and the whole community doing networking. So we're hoping to see you all there on October 6th. Thank you very much.
Oh man, congratulations. I know how hard it is to have an international team totally coordinated. And that's so impressive. And I'm so glad you're making this global. And I'm so glad that your keynote sounds incredible. And it's so great. Our European counterparts are very advanced. So it's great to bring them in. Congratulations. It's going to be such a great conference of celebration. All right, so next we have Kenny from CE5 Citizen Report, and he has been a long collaborator of us for over, I don't know, we've been doing this almost for 2 years now, and he's been with us from the beginning. He's so heart-centered, and he's really been supporting the community in doing CE5s and all those other things. So I'll let him talk, but he's also going to be a broadcast partner for the Hangouts, and we welcome you, Kenny. It's great to be with you tonight.
Thank you. I really appreciate the introduction, Zenka. So I'm just going to post my information in the chat for everyone, so you know where to find me. And just a few minutes, I'll let you know about myself. I started CE5 Citizen Report in 2020. I've been working the 9 to 5 and working from home for about 4 years now. And I just decided I wanted to do something outside the box for myself and to allow people to really connect, learn about CE5, and to have the door there to share their experiences and connect with like-minded individuals. And from there, I reached out to Costa from ET Let's Talk, and it just gravitated towards meeting Zenka, meeting everyone here, just learning so much amazing things and networking with everyone. I'll go ahead and share my screen here. So this is CE5 Citizen Report and Beyond. You can find it at www.ce5citizenreport.com. And you'll find a link. You'll be able to access our YouTube channel. Now, I don't proactively go after specific people necessarily. However, I am after more quality than quantity at the moment. And if I think it's something that resonates with me, a person's personal experience, then I will definitely share it. And I'm happy to interview everyone from citizens to, the regulars on Costa. It doesn't matter really. But the important thing is that this is kind of grassroots. It is from the working, paying people of the planet for us to get together and walk through that door, documenting our journey on whether it's face-to-face contact. What do you do in that case? What do you do during your first sighting? How do you process that? In addition, it's a nice way of just introducing the reality of what's going on, the possibility of what's going on, and how long it's been taking place. There's a lovely link to ET Let's Talk. That's where you're able to file your reports, of course. If you do have contact during a CE5 session, this lovely little county here, you're able to see where we've been visited, how many people from across the planet are engaging and looking at this topic. You're able to contact me by email if you'd like, CE5 Citizen Report at protonmail.com. And I do want to go over the contact globe prototype that we all worked together. Thank you, LightNet, Sanka, Daniel, Greg, Heller, just tremendous. If you'd like, again, it is a 3D. We've gone over this before, thanks to Zinka, and it's a great contact tool, and it's not even going to come up right now. Go figure. But you've already seen it, so I'll leave it at that. But at the moment, yeah, it's a constant information database. It's beautiful. I've added some music in there if you want to access that. A forum for community members. I'm not pushing anything on anybody. I do invite you, however, to start a conversation there. Again, this is not Facebook. It's not something that your family or friends are going to see if you're not willing to share on that level. But you do have that door there, that opportunity to get to know others that are like-minded. If you have a question about an experience, then we might have the answer. We might find the answer for you. Resources I really pulled from everywhere and anywhere that I could find. I'm working on considering starting a blog so I can just share more of my personal story and who I am. I've been having personal contact experience since 15. That's where it started for me. And it took me about 20 years for me to process that before I was able to kind of connect all the dots and realize, yes, it was real. I accepted it and I went on from there. But it doesn't matter if you need a CE5 handbook, we've got you. It is perfectly able to download, doesn't cost anything. You're able to join the website for free, no cost involved. No subscriptions, no FICO score needed. So that's about the sum of things. It is in essence a doorway to things you may want to learn. CE5 Contact app allows you to connect with people in your own area. Of course, again, that's works hand in hand with the globe, the 3D globe that we're working on and that we've posted. The ET Contact Hub. If you want to know a researcher, if you want to know a particular subject, whether it's remote viewing, UFOs, Sasquatch, doesn't matter. ET Contact Hub will have your back. So it's a wonderful tool. Thank you to Celia Hatch for putting that together, as well as Mark Kaprowski. So yeah, that's about it. And there are multiple when it comes to the CE5 handbook. We have it in multiple languages. If you'd like it, I believe the link is CE5 handbook.net.org. Forgive me if I'm getting that wrong, but at any rate, I have 4 individual languages posted on the website, just myself. So with that being said, I do want to say a special shout out to my family, my friends. Pilar, thank you for being here. Craig, you've been on my team for the past 5-6 years. We've been working at this. We don't always get out there at the same time, but definitely. Thank you to my sponsor, randythemortgageguy.com. So that being said, that's all I've got. I appreciate the time that you've given me, Zenka, and I'll give it back to you all.
Oh, great. Thank you so much, Kenny. You can just stop your screen share now. Okay, great. All right. Well, that's it for this week. I just want to thank everyone for everything that they're doing. Thank you, Kenny. What a great collection of amazing stuff you've put together. I love your vibe. I love your community. I love all the resources you put together. It's such a help. And remember, if you want to be interviewed by Kenny or talk with him, you can reach out to him. So we're going to share all the stuff that we shared in the chat. Again, if you have missing time experiences and have some missing clues for Daniel's book, feel free to reach out to him. We look forward to seeing you next Thursday if you're interested in the sound bath, and also get your tickets early for the conference for Sylvain, because the discount codes are going to run out after a certain number. So just keep jumping in on that, because you're going to want to be there. It's one of the most, having an ET embassy, there's nothing more iconic than that. There's nothing more that we've been waiting for than that. So it's going to have a lot of energy behind it. And we look forward to seeing you. If you'd love to present your news and what you're working on, we'd love to hear from you. You can email us at team@lightnet.org, and we'll see you for the August session. So thanks again, Daniel. Any closing remarks?
Oh, no, just thank everyone for being here. It's really beautiful to see the presenters, their faces. Thank you for being here, sharing your energy with us. And thank you for everyone who is open to this experience and this beautiful journey we're all dreaming up together. So thank you.
Yes, and a reminder to get out on Saturday to, the best time to do a skywatch is 1 hour after sundown. So you don't have to go till 1 in the morning or whatever. Just, from here, it's like 9 to 10, boom, 9 to 10, you're out there, you're looking at the stars with your friends or just alone. They're definitely coming out. We're getting so many reports in, there's a crescendo. So hopefully you get a chance to call some ships in. All right, you guys, we'll see you next month.
Thank you all.